Hi, thanks for watching Tech Talk. I'm Sergio with Arvig. Today we're going to be looking at a feature that's been around with computers for a long time. Windows, Mac, other computers. They're called user accounts, or they're actually sometimes called user profiles. They're this feature that's been around for a while that help you separate information and separate certain permissions on the computer so that you can do one thing and maybe the other people in your family can do other things. Or you can have a different pictures on your account compared to the pictures on another account. Or you have different documents and your husband or your wife have different documents. It's a good way of separating things out on one computer for multiple users, hence the user accounts. Let's take a closer look at what they are and how you make them. Okay, so in this case we're on Windows 7. It's very similar on other versions of Windows, but it's a little bit different. So if I'm giving specific instructions, you might find that it's a little bit different on an older or even a newer computer that might be using Windows 8. But Windows 7 is currently the most popular version of Windows being used. So first of all, we're in the control panel, and I'm going to show you how you add an additional user account in case you're wanting to do that but have never done it before. You just look for this option that says Add or Remove User Accounts, and it's going to go ahead and list all the accounts you have in here. In this case, I have one for me, and then we have a guest account. And you would click the button that says Create New Account. Really, you only have to do two things. You name the account, so you might name it something like John or Beth or whoever's account it's going to be, or you might give it something more generic like children's account or parent account. Then you choose whether it's a standard user or an administrator. Administrators have more power than standard users, as you might have guessed. They can do things like install new programs, make special changes to the computers that standard users just can't. Let's go back here again. And I'm going to mention real quick what the guest account is. Let's say you have a lot of friends come over and you want them to be able to use your computer but not really make any changes. They have even more limitations compared to a standard account. You can turn the guest account on, and that account won't have a password, and you could have family or friends use that to do simple web browsing and things like that. So what's the advantage of a user account, you might be asking? Well, the big thing is once I created a user account, maybe for my kids in this case, I could have documents and music and pictures under my account that are important for me, but that I don't want my kids to have access to. And I could put a password on my account so that they can't get into it. They won't know what my password is. The kids, on the other hand, will have their own password or maybe no password at all so that you can monitor it. And they'll have their own set of folders like documents, pictures, music, etc. Really easy. You can also do things like here where it says you can set up parental controls. That'll help you give you more limitations if you're making a kid's account, for example. It'll help you choose what web pages they might be able to go to or what programs they can install or games, things of that nature. If you are only going to have one user account on your computer, the other big recommendation I can have is no matter what, I would recommend having a password. So if you don't have one yet, even if you're the only person using your computer, I highly recommend putting a password on your user account, and you do that in this menu as well. So that's just a little bit of the basics on user accounts. They can do far more than what we talked about today. In fact, in the newest version of Windows, Windows 8, different user accounts can automatically download information from the cloud or the internet depending on when you sign in. So let's say you have some picture on your Microsoft SkyDrive, which is their online hard drive, but it's not on your computer. Well, when you sign into your user account on Windows 8, it can automatically download that picture to your computer if you set it that way. Really making the user account more universal, so no matter what computer you're on, you have access to most of your data. Thanks for watching, and if you have more questions about user accounts or something we can help you with, stop into one of our Arvig stores or give us a call at 888-99-ARVIG or find us at arvig.com.